I refurbed a gun that cost $2. Lots of Americans said, how come guns are so cheap in England? And today we're going to discuss why. And for that, I brought a gun that you can buy here for just under $100. This is a 12 gauge side-lock Spanish double barrel shotgun. You teach a lot of people how to shoot, Josh. How many of them turn up with cheap guns?
I guess it defines what you define as cheap.
Not many people will be coming into the shooting market, from my experience, and spending less than $600 or $700.
No, I think it's all relative to budget, isn't it? It's like everything, and particularly now, like a lot of people shoot. We all have different budgets in life with whatever we do, different hobbies, and you find in shooting, I think that everyone does shoot on a different budget. What you tend to find though is people coming in at that entry level will still go like silver pigeon, 525. They're still around the £1,500, £1,800 mark of buying a gun, whether that's new or second hand. So yeah, when you look at cheap and we look at sub 500, yeah, not masses.
Weird, isn't it? Because inherently there's nothing wrong with this other than it's a side by side. I'll just jump in before you say it.
Oh, I quite like a side by side.
Oh, do you? Go on then, let's see if it works.
I mean, it works.
Yay!
Does it eject?
Yeah. Spanish. The only thing a Spanish gun is guaranteed to do is eject.
Yeah, true.
So what was that, 1 out of 2?
Yeah, let's see if we can do better.
So I did a film back along about sending a gun back to America, and it turns out you can get a gun over there for about $350 if you're doing it as part of a shipment.
Yep.
It's interesting that you can still buy guns cheaper in the UK and have them exported to America for less they can buy them over there. Do you think that's just because we have licenses and ergo are a bit more cautious about buying too many?
Obviously, we actually do send a lot of, like you say, what we'd almost consider scrappers, if you like. Guns we wouldn't even probably sell or think, oh, there's no value in it on the shelf.
There's no market for it in the UK,
exactly.
Yeah, it's not retailable.
And actually that American market, that export market is huge. I don't really know why.
My only presumption is that once you've got a cabinet, you can fill it, and you can get another cabinet and fill it, and as long as you've got enough security, you can own as many as you want. I just don't think people care about the faff in the UK so much.
I know, and you think, like this, for example, I mean, what are we looking at this on the shelf? 100 quid?
Sad, isn't it?
But
hand-built
but it's going to do
shotgun.
everything you want it to do. Whether you're going to go on your walked-up days, shooting a few, a few walked-up pheasants, whatever. Even on driven days, if you want to go and bash a few clays on a Sunday morning with some mates, it's going to do everything you want it to do.
It's an interesting one, and I haven't really got my head around why the UK market is so damn snobby when it comes to shotguns, because we are.
Yeah.
We definitely are. Most people who aren't that good still shoot top-level guns.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, most game shooters who don't shoot a lot still shoot decent guns. It's an odd thing.
Yeah, and I think, like I say, to a point, a lot of it would be obviously family heirlooms and stuff, where you find the odd person who may still shoots something that's older, not necessarily that valuable in terms of sentimentally, but it's not got a lot of monetary value to it. That's where you might find some of the older guns, like maybe an old Larone or an old AYA number 4 or something like that. Exactly that, but it's still got sentimental value. But even then, there's still, like I say, you look on the clay circuit now. Obviously, we see a lot of people here at the shooting school, and the amount of when I sort of talk high-end clay guns, we're talking like your high-end Berettas, your DT11s, your Krieghoffs,
like crazy
your
stuff,
your high-end blasters, and it's not even like entry-level models that are like still 9-10 grand with average engraving and average wood. It's all like you see a lot of high-end spec guns, which is interesting because, like you say, does it make you shoot any better? No.
And it's something I've said for about 1 million times on the channel. It surprises me that the guns of old don't perform that badly, and yet nobody buys them.
Listen, I think when we look at the clay market and the competition clay shooting as a market, yes, definitely, you're going to want something that's very reliable, something that's going to be comfortable to shoot, and that you're going to have confidence in when you're shooting it. So naturally, you're going to want to invest. That's your hobby, or that's your profession. You're going to invest in that a little bit, aren't you? But like I say, if you're just going to shoot a few clays with some mates and stuff, or anything, that's still gonna do the job.
I think we should go up to the gun room and see if we can find a once world-class gun that was desirable, and go out and see whether it's still something that you would recommend.
Yeah, we can go and have a play. Right, so we need...
You don't get more world-class but slightly older than that.
Old A1
trap gun. The king of the 70s.
That is the one.
Go on, let's go try it out.
Play with it.
If you can give me a reason that this, a 1974 A1 that's worth under £1,000 in the UK, isn't something that you see on a day-to-day basis, I'd be impressed. I don't understand why this isn't a more popular gun here.
I know, it's proper, isn't it? And this is obviously trap model width ribble on here.
13 mil.
Yeah, I mean, it's like looking down the M1, but God.
Yeah, back in the day, that was very fashionable.
Yeah, it was very desirable. A lot of people used them. Yeah,
to
nice
world-class effect.
Yeah, exactly. This is won a few world championships. Nice gun, like I say, for sub £1,000.
Go on, smash them up.
Should we see? It just handles. I mean, it'll do everything you want it to do. Point it in the right direction. Nice bit of weight in it. Good bit of height in the cone, being a trap gun. Yeah.
And so why aren't they more popular? This is something I've been questioning for years, that people just want new guns. And I kind of appreciate wanting new and shiny, but it's bizarre to me that that is not worth more money and more desirable as a gun that you could win a world championship with, that would have won world championships, and yet somebody would rather buy a ATA or a Yildiz than one of those.
There is no science behind it. I think a lot of it becomes, we're getting this mindset of I want something new and shiny. And you look at money, you think, oh, I can buy a brand new gun for $550. Or actually I could probably pay an extra £100 and get one of these second hand.
It's why we own IKEA furniture instead of going down and buying some nice old mahogany.
Yes, the 400 in the stock, they don't really match.
You are picky. That's what I've learned about you. You are picky.
I don't care what it looks like. Have you seen the gun I shoot?
Yeah, I have, yes. Black with rust.
It's actually just having the rib put back on it. But no,
again,
it's, what's this, 30 or 32? It's got to be 30.
Good question. Looks 30-ish.
Would you like to have a go?
They're like one of my favourite guns of all time.
Come on then.
I mean, it is just... Even if you miss, it feels dangerous. Oh. Like that. Oh, I just want to shoot it some more. I mean, they definitely... It is an older gun. It does kick more. It doesn't have all the tech that we have now. It has a barrel boring and stock dimensions and weight. It's definitely not like a modern gun, but it breaks clays.
But it handles, doesn't it? And it's,
oh, it does.
Yeah, nice bit of kit.
One of these?
Yeah.
You pick them up for £600-700.
Okay. So it's a lot more expensive than that side by side.
Yeah, but it's relative, isn't it? Because an A1 in America is worth a lot. A brand new one of these is what? I don't know if they even make the A1 anymore, but a brand new B25 is going to start at 15 grand.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a second-hand, that's a Diana B25 on the shelf there, that's at just under 14.
Yeah,
and
that's a very
second-hand,
nice
and
gun.
you know,
yeah.
that's a nice gun.
The 70s guns are so low in value, and yet it's a world-class gun. We're not really looking for any conclusions today, but it's going to be interesting to see in the comments what you guys think. Is why are guns so worthless in the UK, other than there is only 600,000 licence holders and a hell of a lot more guns than that?
And it'd be interesting to know, like, obviously there's no way of knowing, I guess, but like the average of what, and it'd be interesting to see, like, in the comments, what the value of people sort of spend on guns. You know, what do they find is, right, if you're going to go and buy your first gun, and what was the value of your first gun you bought? You know, what did you spend on your first gun?
Mine wasn't a great deal, but...
No, I think I started on an old Zolly 20 bore, which I think we paid £100 for.
But you see now out and about, as you said, from students and me, just from existing, the average spend has gone up.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely gone up since I started. It was a big deal if you wanted to buy a Browning as your first gun when I was starting.
And back then, John, I'm talking like you're very old, but you're not actually not that old. But obviously it's before my time. Was the second-hand market good then?
It was strong. That's it. The second-hand market has dipped in recent years, certainly for over and unders, with the advent of Turkish guns that don't break.
Yeah. And the value of those
suddenly a second-hand Browning, which used to, let's say, a new one was £1,200. This is going back away. A new one was £1,250. A second-hand one would be £1,000. Yeah. Now a new one is £1,600 and a second-hand one is £900. That's an interesting market change.
We sell a lot of, you know, your ATAs and your COFs, you know, that Turkish, those Turkish manufacturers, because for brand new guns, like I say, they fit the budget. They're a brand new gun. 5-year
warranty.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to say no.
Yeah, and obviously we sell, I think a big market for ours is we sell certainly a lot of the COFs in the sort of sub gauges, the 28s and the 410s to your juniors and, you know, your ladies just starting out. Because listen, if you've got a young lad, you know, who's starting out 410, he's 10 years old, buy him a 410 with a junior stock, you can then buy a replacement stock for something like 80 quid. As you go through the generations, you've then got, right, he's got a younger brother who's going to start in a couple of years' time, right, we just keep hold of that, pass that down. And then we buy a 28 bore, you know, buy another stock for it. You can all of a sudden You can see someone, a youngster from their shooting career at 10 years old up to when they're sort of 15, 16 and move from 410 right the way through to 12s, when they're like to then maybe inherit a, you know, an older gun that's been passed down through the family. £1,000 you can buy a couple of guns, £200 you're buying a couple of guns. It's going to see them through
it's
that
pretty
time.
reasonable, right?
Yeah.
And I often have to remind myself that not everyone's like me and you, who has access to a spare gun at any time they need.
Yeah, no, we're very
and
fortunate.
a gunsmith whenever they need, and they can take risks like this. Although I don't really see this as a risk.
No, I think it's a sound gun. I would be certainly very comfortable if you said, right, you've got to go and shoot a day with that, or shoot a competition with that, or whatever. I feel fairly confident doing it.
Thank you for watching, guys. This channel is made possible by our amazing sponsors. You can find out more about them in the description down below. And if you want to support the channel, you can join as a member. You get loads of extra content, well, some extra content, and occasionally we hook up and go clay shooting together as a membership group. If you don't feel like joining today, we really appreciate you watching and subscribing. Have a wonderful day.